I was just given a link to a really cool video. I'll put a link below. And it's more individualism versus collectivism. And like versus is the thing that I have a problem with, because your individualism is a collectivism. It's like if you don't look at the collective, then your individualism is not going to be looked after. And this is where the first lie that was told to man is the death thing. Look at every single country has a healthcare issue. And if we were focused on the collective health of everybody individually, then we create a better world. And what's killing us, this is something that kind of blew my mind out the most, is what's killing us. For the number one thing that's killing us is stress. And what's causing the stress, what's causing all of us to die. And it almost appears like we all have a death wish. While we're so focused on our individualism and not the collectivism, you're going to create many ways to kill yourself. Nonprofits is something that I have a huge issue with, because you are pushing your idea, causing stress on others, because it's not a focus on the whole, it's only focused on your particular issue that you have a concern with. I've said it over and over again, food banks are the best way to look at everything. It's like, people that are loving and caring want to push their ideas on other people, which is to give everybody food. But you're not focused on, why do people need food in the first place? Why not put those actions into the causes of why people need food in the first place? Why not put our efforts into, why are we getting sick in the first place? If we changed our focus on good health care for everybody, for the collectivism, then we improve the health of everybody individually. So that's where, the best form of any government that I would be looking for is if somebody, says, hey, I've got a health issue, and that health issue is a concern of the collective, and not push, well, this is what you need, just fix this and your life will be perfect, just go to the food bank and eat the free food and then you'll be better. It's more listening to what the person actually needs and giving it to them. I know what I need. Everybody on the planet that's dealing with a problem knows what they need, and that's opportunity, support. We don't support each other at all. Our idea of support is we give people what we think they want and not listening to what it is they actually want. And at the same time, we don't know how to communicate that with. A lot of it is as our hate, because we're lacking that support, we're lacking that opportunity, so we're going to be focused on everything that we hate. And while in a state of hate, you lack all form of effective communication. You don't know how to ask for what it is you need. You're so busy complaining about the lack of what's going on that you can't say, well, this is what I really need. A good example is my channel, for example. People will perceive this as a hobby, and it's like, this is far from a hobby. This is a love of labor that requires support. Now, while we live in a financial world, I still need to pay my bills, and support by the whole, the collectivism, actually gains some strength. I would be a hell of a lot more powerful if I was given the support. But I'm less effective if I don't have the support. So that's where it is like we need to support everybody and everything that they want. Give everybody exactly what it is they want. For example, people that want to be haters, support them in their hate so that maybe they can experience enough of that hate to say, maybe this isn't working for me. Anybody that, it is a matter of you really rebooting your whole DNA system and finding out that every single person on this planet is not a mistake. Every single one of us has a value. Every single one of us has something to contribute, but we're not supportive of that. We're not listening to what people want and need, and at the same time we don't know how to ask for what it is we want and we need. So it is a twofold thing where, the ones that are more dominating have no problem of saying, hey, you know what, I want all your money. And we're, the ones that are more people pleasers are like, here, you want money? Here's the money. You want my labor? Here's all the labor I can give you. You want all my energy? Here's all my energy. The people pleasers are so busy giving what other people want that they are lacking the ability of saying, hey, wait a minute, I need something too. And they're not getting that support back, which is going to be our ultimate destruction. So it is definitely a twofold sense of responsibility that all of us have to have the same strength, the same communication ability to say, this is what I need support in, and the rest of us that are so busy taking need to shift that and start giving and listening. It is such a big issue that you need to start listening to what other people want, and more just sort of questioning, well, why do you want that? How does that serve you? Does it improve your life? To me, I think that if we were 100% focused on perfect health, if one person is dealing with any kind of health issue, then that needs to be a collective interest. We need to understand what is the cause of somebody dealing with any form of a health problem. It is boiling down to the first line. Is the body designed to die, or is the body designed to live forever? We have all of this religion stuff that says eternal life and heaven on earth, but you need to die first, and it's like, that makes no sense at all. Why do you need to destroy your body in order to get eternal life? If you kind of look at it, and it's I cannot find the flaws within this holodynamics that's claiming to be a tool that can solve every problem known to the human experience. And I really cannot find a flaw with it other than it can't identify the unknown problem, which is, you can find that in everything that you complain and make an excuse for. If you take personal responsibility for the things that you complain about or the excuses you make, and you use that tool to overcome it, then you'll overcome every problem that you have. That is the unknown problem. You think that things are being done to you and not actually taking responsibility of how you are creating it. And look at our global experience right now. We're participating in everything that's wrong. We think that somebody else is controlling us, and it's like, no, you're allowing somebody to control you because you have no self-control. But if we ended up gaining our self-control while paying attention to the collectivism of ourselves, because we are a oneness, those that are really, really wealthy aren't really putting the dots together that they're actually the cause of all poverty. So it's, and everybody that's in poverty is directly responsible for making everybody wealthy. So both sides need to make a major shift. Those that are really wealthy need to do a little bit more of the same things, be more giving, be more supportive towards those that do not have, and everybody that's living in poverty needs to learn how to speak up for themselves and start taking responsibility for their actions and what they do support. You can't help another person until you help yourself first. It is a matter of you got to save yourself. But we as humanity have to save all of ourselves. And if we focus 100% on not one person should be dealing with any kind of health issue, as soon as a health problem comes up, if a proper government would mean a government that's listening to everybody, not just the majority. The one rule that really I find more offensive is the greater good. What is the greater good? Is the greater good 51% or is the greater good the 100%? It's almost like we have these cost-effective rules. We have these acceptable death rates because it's best for the greater good. But if the greater good is always going to be, the interest of the 51% and not the 49%, then you're not looking after the greater good at all. You're looking after only, the ones that are the manipulating, controlling, the ones that are going to destroy the planet. So it is, if you look at, this holodynamics, for example, has been curing cancer, AIDS, mental illnesses, addictions, everything for more than 20 years. How is this thing getting so much success if it's looking at the concept of everything is causal? Cure the causes and you cure the problem. It's not really rocket science to think that, well, if you hit your head with a hammer, you're going to get a headache. The way to stop the headache is stop hitting your head with a hammer. What's causing you to hit your head with a hammer in the first place? Get rid of the root causes of everything, and you'll find that healthcare would be so much better. But then we end up dealing with a problem that nobody really wants to face. This is the biggest fear is, okay, what happens if we actually don't have healthcare problems? What happens if we get rid of all diseases? What happens if we get rid of all accidents that kills us? What happens if we start creating things that don't destroy our weather or earth environments that we think are out of our control? Weather, for one thing, this is the best metaphor I can give you, is you cut down the rainforest, you're going to change our weather patterns. You pollute the oceans and affect our currents, that will affect our weather patterns. This still goes in with earthquakes and volcanoes. We are mining and taking everything that's inside the planet and taking everything that's inside the planet and putting it on top of the planet. And it's like you're hollowing out your planet. You think that's not going to cause an earthquake? You have to look at every single thing, everything outside of your body, this computer, this chair, the light, everything that you consume has an effect on our planet. And when you connect the dots on where everything comes from, you'll see that in one way, shape, or form, you're killing your freaking planet with the stuff that you use. We want to say that BP oil is a big bad, corporate thing. But how many of us actually own stock in any product? You own stock in something. What's your main interest? To make a profit off of it at all costs. So then at all costs means you have an acceptable death rate, because in one way, shape, or form, every product's killing somebody some way, shape, or form, either through the labor that they do. Not, working in a factory. I'm only on a disability because of the factory work I did. And the lack of income that, wasn't able to provide the type of lifestyle that sustains a healthy life caused an awful lot of stress, caused an awful lot of repetitive motion that we know is not healthy, but we're going to do it anyways. Why? Because you need your cars. I worked in a car factory. So my responsibility in how I'm destroying the world is I worked in a factory that's making a product that's actually, you buy it, that runs off oil, that makes somebody rich through stock, which, gives the power of a corporate world to pollute the ocean that's going to affect the weather systems, which ultimately will destroy our planet. So, to boil it all down, your individualism is the collectivism. And we need to be paying attention to one person saying, I have a health issue, I have a stress issue. Everything is causal. And if we start paying attention to why people get ill and make that a major, major focus, that we support, asking what it is they need, educating people to learn how to ask for what it is they need. It's a twofold thing. But when we can get that, we can shift our planet practically instantly. Just my thought, it could be wrong, but that's what I think is a new government system, is when we look at the health of the whole. That is what the greater good is about. The greater good is the 100%, not the 51%. And then you get a healthy planet. Just my thought. Peace out.